mercenaries into Cuba to secure her, wanted dead or alive. This has been a 40-year ongoing struggle, and now they have decided to up the ante and for them to wage war. This is also a pretense to go into Cuba, and as labeling her a terrorist, it enables them to do what they do best.
My name is Brett Brody, and I work with the Human Rights Coalition. Doubling the bounty to 2 million, adding that extra million, is a propaganda stunt, but it's also an incitement to mercenary forces and other headhunters to attempt to infiltrate Cuba, undermine their sovereignty, ignore the rule of law and the political asylum she's been granted. And it's essentially a call for a hit on Assata. It's also an attack on the political movement that she's an embodiment of and a symbol of, and it is an assault on the very idea of black liberation, on anti-imperialism, and it is supposed to have domestic effects as well as these international effects targeting the Cuban government. It's supposed to signal to people that they are to keep their distance from radicals, or they will be branded and marked for death. And this is something that's coming straight out of the Obama administration. This is not a question of him, tacitly going along with something. He obviously would have had to have had a very critical role in approving such an action, as would have the Justice Department and the State Department. So these are all things that need to be kept in mind, and this is a preventative measure by the ruling class in a time of worsening socioeconomic and ecological conditions, where they are trying to ensure that the public is too terrorized to resist their illegitimate rule.
Now, do you think this has an effect on the youth nowadays and their outlook towards the revolution?
It's hard to say. I'd imagine most youth have no idea who Assata Shakur is, and so if anything, this will hopefully come back to bite the government in that more people will familiarize themselves with Assata and come to identify with her. Hopefully this will lead to a spike in sales of her autobiography. In terms of frightening the youth and preventing them from engaging in revolutionary activity, if that is going to be, I don't think that will necessarily be the consequence of this, but that's really dependent upon those forces that are organizing against this type of governmental intimidation to make sure that it doesn't have that effect, and to make sure that we're doing a better job of reaching young people than the government is.
Speaking on the lack of participation by African Americans to support, protest, or do whatever for black people who are being oppressed in the system, and particularly black men, I would like you to take up your guns against your enemy who is not yourself. We're tired, we mothers, it's Mother's Day, we're tired of burying our sons, we're tired of our men not standing up for what we feel is right, which is righteousness and freedom. That's the only thing we should all fight for, righteousness and freedom. Our people have been oppressed for over 500 years. Why should we raise another generation in America? It's time for us to make a drastic move in the name of whoever you consider the creator. Make a positive move for your people and for the world. Stand up for something. Martin Luther King said, he considers it, he said one of the greatest crimes in the 20th century is that people don't have anything they're willing to die for. That's what Martin Luther King said. Selassie.